So you are notorious for finding, the most iconic voices for some of the biggest characters in DC Comics. So with Batman Beyond, what were the essential qualities that you knew Terry McGinnis needed when you started casting for the role?
I needed, number one, a very good actor. Just plain and simple, a good actor who understood direction, who could go wherever we needed him to go. And with this kind of show, an action show, you also need someone who's able to do fight sounds. So oofs and ughs and throwing punches and throwing batarangs and kicks and on pulling themselves up and all those sounds. And it may sound like a silly thing, but that actually is so very much a part of this kind of work. Will Friedle is a terrific actor. I mean, we're lucky to find him. Bruce Timm's wife was familiar with his work and turned us all on to him, and that's how I came to know about him and how he came to audition for us. And we had several people who could have done the role, and then Will came in and went, oh no, this is the kid. This is the guy we need.
Does your performance shift at all after you see how the character is animated and how they're performing you? Does that echo back to your later performances?
No, it depends on the project. In this one, it did not. This one kind of stayed the same. Kim Possible, for instance, the voice of Ron gets higher and higher and crazier as the series goes by. Star-Lord, I think I started my register too high, so during, maybe by the second season, I started to bring him down just a little bit in register. So you will tweak here and there, but you don't want to do anything too massive.
And there was never any question that Kevin was going to return to play older Bruce Wayne.
I knew he could do it, and that just seemed right, didn't it, to have that one through line, that one character that went from one series to the next. And his ability to just age his voice down. We still wanted that strength. We didn't want him to be a feeble old man, but we had to make him be a little more vulnerable. And that's also acting. And so Kevin is such a good actor that getting those acting beats was perfect.
They told me it's the same character, it's Bruce Wayne, but just 80. And so incapacitated that he can't do it anymore. In the first episode, I don't know if you remember, he's trying to fight in a fight scene, and he gets winded, and he can't keep up with the villains, and he realizes it's over. And the choice is to just hang up the bat suit or to recruit someone new to work with him, and he decides to do that. But in approaching the role, it still had to be true to the character I'd established, so I'm still in that, incredibly sexy voice, but it had to be an 80-year-old version of it. So it had to get, kind of cranky and gravelly. Get off my lawn, kind of voice, which is really brutal on your vocal cords. But so it's the same character. He's just older and a little crankier.
Dana is a very rare character in these DC shows in that this is an original creation for the show who has endured for 20 years. She became a fan favorite. So what do you think kind of brought this on? What do you think are her essential qualities, and why does this character still connect with fans?
Well, I think that anytime, someone falls in love with such a larger-than-life, character, it would kind of be a dream come true for a lot of people, and just to have that person be on top of it, the love of your life as well. I think that people might be able to want to live vicariously through a character like that, and I'm so touched and grateful that they chose to make his girlfriend a person of color, especially 20 years ago when people weren't doing that as much. And so I thought, I think that, it's like this saying about the more personal something is, the more universal it becomes. And so I think that when you are playing a character that a lot of people can relate to, that's what makes a fandom be so loyal and keep growing the way that it has for Batman.
How do you kind of break down what these essential qualities are for all of these different characters?
It starts with getting a character design and seeing what they look like. That helps a lot determine what kind of voice will work. And then, again, you always want a good actor. That's key, a good actor. And depending upon whether I need them to play 1, 2, or 3 roles, because the Screen Actors Guild allows me to hire them for 3 roles for one price, essentially. So if I need someone to come in and play an executive who's we're going to find out is the bad guy, but they also have to play a maitre d' and thug 3 and look for versatility as well. I also needed a sound that fit into this world. This was a more modern world. Batman the Animated Series had a kind of a period. It was kind of a period piece. It seemed like it was taking place in the past a little bit. The artwork looked like deco and a little bit. Batman Beyond was in the future, so it kind of had to have a different sense, a more modern tone to it. So that was part of the casting requirements too.